stands. Peace, peace, y'all. Yeah, thank you. Hey, peace, peace, y'all. Welcome to today. Should have started off a little bit better energy than that. But anyway, fix myself. Let's talk about the planets. So I'm just going to talk about the planets for today. I'm not going to do new moon and new moon, but I am going to start off today because we are kind of like in the middle of the moon phase, with the full moon being a few days ago. So we're just going to start off what today is. You know, how we start off today at midnight, whatever, what have you, where the planets are, what kind of zodiac energies they are in. If you would like a reading, a card pulled for you, go ahead and comment in the chat. I don't know how well, I'm not sure how to see things when I'm live on YouTube. I'm learning on there. So if you're watching on YouTube, could you comment something for me, even if you're just like saying hi, just so I can see how it would show up on YouTube, because I'm on my phone and that's not normal. Hey, Simply Itty Bitty. How you doing, love? Hey, Greg. Hey, Darrell. Peace, peace, y'all. Welcome to the Hump Day Reading. Hey, Haru. Hey, Blue Money. Peace, peace. Hey, Tyree. Okay, I see you. So when you guys comment in the comment section, I can see those. Peace to the God. I was thinking about you. I meant to message you, but then I seen that you shared my status earlier, and then I commented on that instead of messaging you. And I should have messaged you instead. I wanted to check on you because I ain't talked to you in a while. But hope all is well with you. So, how we do this is we talk about what the planets are, but I do things a little different. So the last few times we did the planetary forecast, I was going through the houses. This time we're going to move it back to the chakras. So of course we're going to start with Saturn ruling over the root chakra. Saturn brings us the challenges that we need in our space to give us the discipline and the order that we need. Still in the trenches, you and me both, brother. Hey David, how you doing, beloved? I get it. Scorpio season was not playing with nobody this year. Hey Marcel, peace, peace. Welcome to everybody on the YouTuber. Puran Parkash. Peace to the gods. And peace to everybody on TikTok. And peace to everybody on Meet Me. Thank you guys for coming in. I miss you guys so much. I did miss streaming and being live and things. I just wasn't in the headspace. And it's crazy because I was fine a few minutes ago. And then, I don't know what the fuck happened. Somebody came in on the chat and sucked my energy away with them. I don't know. I started getting irritated slowly. But anyway, welcome. Let's talk about it. So we start off with Saturn. Saturn rules over the root chakra, so we're going to start there. We go over the tropical, the Vedic, and the Draconic. Only Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, can save you. Well, having Christ consciousness definitely will save you. You're absolutely right about that. I do agree with that. And that's your internal, energy. But yeah, so peace to you. If you make Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior something or someone outside of yourself, that's also your business. I respect that as well. Hey Vince, how you doing, beloved? Hey Ice, thank you for the likes. Thank y'all for tapping on the hearts and stuff like that. I want to say hi to y'all, but I also want to do the planetary forecast at the same time. So let's talk about today. I'm talking about today. I'm in the East Coast right now, so I'm on my time zone. I'm in my placements. All right. So, some of the numbers might be a little bit different for you guys, but the gist of it is still the same. Ashe. If you have anything to input, I'm always open for you guys commenting in the chat. If you would like a personal reading, you're more than welcome to comment in the chat. I do have a limit for the amount of personal readings that I do, especially now because I'm a little, I'm going to try to keep this under an hour. We'll see how well we do. So let's get to it. So Saturn ruling over the root chakra. All right. So tropic chart is all about our thought process, our mindset, how we think things are. And we think these things this way because of our upbringing, the way we've been taught how to do things, etc., right? So tropically speaking, in our thought process, our challenges are in Pisces energy. So it's in a lot of the things that we believe in, a lot of the delusions that's been created for us. A lot of your challenges are coming from the spiritual realm, anything underneath the horizon in the subconscious realm of things, Akashic records, hidden dreams, hidden enemies, hidden friends, hidden journeys and missions and all that stuff like that. All things coming from the subconscious, all things coming from the deep waters of Olukun is where a lot of you guys think your challenges are coming from. Well, a lot of you guys challenges are coming from in your mindset, in your thought process, right? Hey, Big Bauman. And that's at a 13 degree. And I talk about 13 a lot. We definitely had a Friday the 13th last week, and it was all about standing under what you know, right? Because 3 is a number of understanding. This is Bina, in the Sephiros and the Kabbalah, as well as in the Netherus. 3 deals with creation and expression. And 1 deals with knowledge and supreme mathematics. This is also Keter's. 1 is also ruled by Aries energy. Do you love? I'm here to listen. Thank you. 1 also deals with taking initiative and taking action, right? And so, 13 is considered like a heavy karmic number because we don't stand under anything that we personally know. And we don't really take initiative to express too much of anything outside of our own understanding. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that we stand under have been taught to us since you were a child. You came into this world, oh, that's your mom, that's your dad, that's brother, that's sister. This is who you call these people. This is how you treat these people. These are the rules. These are the codes. This is how you behave. These are the morals. These are the ethics. This is what integrity is. This is how society works. This is how you behave. This is how you communicate. This is the language you're going to speak. This is the religion you're going to walk with. This is the nationality. These are all things. Like everything has been taught to you and given to you. But you were never allowed to actually stand under the bits and pieces you wanted to. Because if you tried to do that, you were disciplined, right? Whether you were in school, you were disciplined. When you were in church, you were disciplined. It depends on how old you were. I'm of that age where, yeah, that's how old I am. Anyway, your parents discipline you, neighbors disciplined you. I'm also that old too, where my neighbors disciplined me as well. Yes. It was always discipline because you're moving out of the order that was given to you. You're not allowed to stand under yourself and understanding. And so what that does is that brings you to a life of now you're an adult and you're just doing what you're told. You're just always doing what you're told. You want a savior. You want someone to come and save you because you don't have the capacity to stand under your own knowledge, to take initiative and take action on your own expression emotion. And then 1 deals with intellect, 3 deals with emotion. Having that balance between the 2 is heavy too. And not a lot of people can do that either. So, with that being said, 13 is considered a karmic number. And 1 and 3 come together to make 4. 4 is stability. 4 is a foundation of a lot of, it's the foundation, it's the cornerstone. It's 4 square. It's the Masonic, everything is built on a 4. Everything is built on a square or whatever, right? So this is what we build a lot of our stuff on. This is what a lot of our foundation is built upon, on what someone else told us, that someone else told them, that someone else told them, that somebody else told them. And you can take this all the way back to like ancient Roman law or whatever other craziness. A bunch of people that died centuries ago that you never met, that don't know nothing about you somehow are still telling you what to do from generation to generation. And so for some of us, a lot of us are utilizing the 13 to our advantage. It's no, I'm going to express what I know. I'm going to stand under what I know. This is my knowledge and emotions, and this is what it looks like when I do that. And so, you have people, you can call them whistleblowers, conspiracy theorists, rebellious people, terrorists, things like that. And so those are the labels that are for the people that are conquering the 13. So shout out to y'all that are conquering the 13 degree in the Pisces energy, right? And that's all in our mindset and our thoughts and what we've been taught, right? It's in the 6th house, so it's applicating towards like our health, wellness, and daily routine. What we've been taught in the education system, the board of education, the moral and integral code of ourselves, things I've said before. And that's what we are, unraveling in our mindset. A lot of delusions were created for us to flow underneath this Saturn. So a lot of challenges are coming to the delusion itself that's unraveling. And also to the people that have been creating the delusions or the illusions, as we see. Saturn is associated with Babylao. Babylao ain't never played. Babylao walks around with the Oba scales, which is the scales of law, justice, truth, and righteousness. And checks to see if your heart is as light as a feather. And if it's not, it'll be eaten by an alligator. A lot of people's hearts are not as light as a feather, and it's showing. Okay? So Saturn and Pisces is like Saturn kind of getting the law, because Pisces is associated with Mayat. So it's like, it's getting that balance from Mayat. The scales is coming. You know what I'm saying? The justice is coming. in the Vedic, in our actual happenings, energy exchanges, Saturn is still in Aquarius. So we have the challenges coming to society, how we socialize, entitlements. Saturn, Aquarius, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the hearts on the screen as well. Appreciate y'all. Saturn, Aquarius is also associated with like electronic communication. So a lot of these challenges and challengers is coming through social media. So it's, so to sit here and spin your breath saying, why are people airing each other out on the internet? Why is it on the internet? What? It has to be on the internet. We're entering the age of Aquarius. Aquarius rules over the internet. Pluto is in Aquarius. Pluto is creating transformations and empowerment and revealing the truth on the internet. So everything is happening here for a reason. Okay. It's all in divine alignment. Thank you. I reached my goal. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, girl. So yeah, the challenges are coming in our happenings and our energy exchanges in society as we know it. Empires, people that are detached and separated from society as well, are experiencing challenges too. And that's at a 19 degree. So knowledge being born there, knowledge in your cipher, all overall intellect is happening in those energy exchanges. So as people start to get smarter and more enlightened and stuff like that, is creating challenges to people who have been controlling society and creating the law and order for society and, things like that. As far as the Draconic, our spiritual experience, Saturn is in Pisces at an 11 degree. So mastery of the delusions and illusions and the beliefs that have been created, mastery of the challenges in that space is heavy here. And it's in the 5th house, which is the house of Leo, being creative. So while we are over here defeating challenges in our own ways, there are certain energies that are underneath these stars that are utilizing the Saturn and Pisces power to create more delusions. You understand what I'm saying? They're studying the people that are masters at the Pisces energy and, creating false wonders. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you, Dimple. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so they specialize at that. So like while there are a lot of things being unraveling, a lot of things are being created at the same time. There's always an equal opposite energy, and that's what Saturn or Bina is here to show you. You speak something out in the world, Saturn challenges it. It gives it the strength that it needs, the discipline and order that's needed for whatever was spoken. You know what I'm saying? So while we are unraveling things, there are powers that be that are keeping things the way it always is, but putting new faces and names on it. If you know, you know. And that's what's ruling over the root chakra. That's what's happening here. Now, the internal side of the root chakra is Aquarius. That's society. That's the societal norms. People that how detached or attached you are. The titles and the entitlements that come with the titles, right? So in Aquarius, in our thought process, in tropical greetings, Dimples. How you doing, beloved? Oh, you reached member level 3. Hey, do I get a celebrate with you? I don't know. There you go. I got a little sticker up here for you, Dimples. Ah, where'd my sticker go? There you go. It's just gonna be on my face. It's cool. But yeah, so internally, Aquarius, in our thought process, we have Venus sitting here. So Venus rules over our priorities, our wealth, our self-esteem, what we value, how we obtain and maintain what it is that we value in our space. It also teaches us, how to balance our emotional and our material self, which is very important, and how our physical and our emotional selves are intertwined. When you're sad, that's emotion, but physically, chest palpitations, chest pains, you be so sad and harboring sadness that you give yourself a stroke or a heart attack, a migraine, shoulders, back hurt, wherever you're holding that at. It's just like that heart chakra is showing the connection between the physical and the emotional self. So in our thought process, Venus is there in Aquarius, being revolutionary, being rebellious, being more social when it comes to building wealth. We want to go outward. We want to speak with people. We got all these bazaars happening, these community markets, people communicating a lot more, coming together a lot more. We're building on things. 1 and 2 brings knowledge and wisdom to understanding, as Venus is at a 12 degree in Aquarius. We're in the 5th house with it. This is the Leo house. Being confident and courageous when you're in society, when you're socializing and speaking on things, heavy here. Also, like I said, Aquarius rules over social media. So marketing, business, For some of you, it's looking for love, connecting with family, all those things like that. Venus is being supported by Pluto over here. Pluto's at a 0 degree. Any celestial body that's at a 0 degree is anything is happening like real easy, just like that. That's a very easy degree to be in. Pluto's creating transformations in society. So Pluto gonna be here for the next like 19 years. So we just hold on tight, enjoy Pluto and Aquarius in our thought process. When Pluto entered Capricorn, what was that, back in like 2004, 2008? That was pretty that was a lot, because that was around the time when Obama's was running and we had a lot of that going on. That was a big transformation. Now we know a whole lot more than we knew then, thanks to Saturn saying, hey, Saturn was in Capricorn first, like, hey, yo, creating challenges to people in the Capricorn energy. And then Saturn went on to Sagittarius to be like, hey, yo, these people is, overindulging in the things. And then now we have it in Aquarius, and it's also providing challenges. Pisces, Aquarius is providing challenges in society and the delusion. So now we know, being present, we know a whole lot more about that than then. But then it was a very monumental moment. And we give thanks to Pluto over there in Capricorn doing the thug dizzle, making it happen, Cappy. So Pluto being Aquarius, heavy transformations happening in society, how we socialize with one another. Electronic communication is going to undergo a big ass makeover. I'm not really good at predicting like things in detail. But that's why I say, if y'all know something, because I'm not into pop culture. I don't read the news. I'm not into all of that. Stuff might come across my eyeballs every now and then, but I ain't gonna hold y'all. I live under my own rock. So, if y'all know about things more specifically, like if I'm saying something and it makes something go off in your head, like, oh, I read this article about this, you must be talking about that, feel free to put it in the chat. We could discuss it. I'll read it out loud or whatever. But in the meantime, in between time, just know the pendulum is swinging in society. Empires is going to rise and fall. The last time we was here, same here, I don't listen to the news. I don't really either. Every now and then something might come across my curiosity or something. It's usually some science shit though. It's never, I don't know. It's usually some science shit. But yeah, so transformations happening there. It's also affecting the home and family, how society will be transformed. So like the matriarchs in your family, it is going to be a lot of death going on. Because Pluto also rules over death, but that brings rebirth, and we don't really die, energetically speaking, anyway. In the physical we do, but non-physical we don't. So it's going to be, a lot more, facilitated transformations happening, and it is going to affect people's homes. We also have Fortune over here supporting Venus and Pluto in Aquarius. The fortune is pretty self-explanatory. It's at a 21 degrees, so finding, wisdom and knowledge, bringing you to a sense of understanding of society will help you. So, it's pretty self-explanatory. It is an Aquarius, so we're talking about electronic communication. But in that space, start paying attention to what people are talking about, what they care about, what their needs are, what their wants are, whatever. When you learn how to talk to your community, when you walk in that sense of confidence and courageousness and stuff like that, that'll help you in that Venusian business realm. So we also have the 5th house happening in Aquarius. Time to walk in a sense of confidence and courageousness, a sense of creativity, tapping into your inner child. I swear, children be having all the answers. Come on in and tap the screen. Thank you, Dipples. I appreciate you. But yeah, so tapping into your inner child when you are in society and interacting with society, that's like a big plus. Because when you ask children about like how they would solve certain things or how they would go about certain things, they simplify it so well, and it's legit. Like, yeah, why don't adults think like this anymore? Because of our Saturn. We've been indoctrinated for decades by indoctrinated people, and nobody has ever been allowed or given the time and space to think for themselves, especially if you're still in the hustle and bustle of, oh, I need 2 jobs, I need 3 jobs, I need a part-time job, oh, the holidays is coming, oh, this one is that one, that. Like, if you all caught up and you watching the news every day and you still in that hustle and bustle of working and news and this and that and the gossip, the constant gossip, oh my God, there's so much gossip all the time, all day long. It's kind of like exhausting. Um, but I get it. Like, that's what people want to hear. And that's how a lot of people on these social media platforms make money. And that goes back to Saturn being in Pisces. While there's a lot of us that's debunking and unraveling and saying, hey, stop giving these people attention, this, that, and third, there's a lot of people on the other side of the game saying, oh, well, if I use these people's names in my algorithms or in my article titles or in my video titles or whatever, you guys are going to click it, I'm going to make my money. And that's the mindset of the people who create these platforms. You know what I'm saying? We can keep staying relevant if we tell these people we'll only pay them if they talk about certain things. They'll only be seen if they talk about certain things. And that keeps those people that should be undergoing Babylon and Pisces, or that should be experiencing Mayat differently, that keeps them still getting money in their pocket, that keeps them still relevant. We're still speaking them into existence in abundance. We're still worshiping them in a way. You know what I'm saying? So by doing, so like I said, there's always going to be that equal opposite. But like I said, also Pluto's over there, transformations happening. Just have the mindset of a child. If something ain't right, it ain't right. Like my kids, they pretty like cutthroat. Like if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I don't like him or her, I don't care if that's my cousin, my grandpa, I don't like them. Okay, like they're creepy. So it's just like having that that mindset is key. Anyway, so that's Aquarius. That's the internal side of our thought process. So then when we get into sidereal or Vedic, which is the actual events and happenings, right? Clickbait. And it's like the clickbait is being influenced by what? The people that still want to stay in control and relevant, most definitely. And when we get into the Vedic realm of Aquarius, Saturn is still there. Saturn is at a 19 degree. Knowledge being born in space. We talked about this when we talked about Saturn. So there's challenges happening to society while our mindset is on, having our wealth and priority, having transformations there and empowerment, secrets coming out and giving us new intellect. And Pluto rules over the marketplace, the elders and the witches from the eyes of Oya. So thinking about that, the fortune and Aquarius, being rebellious and revolutionary and how we obtain and maintain fortune and stuff like that. So what's happening in our actual energy exchanges is people who have been controlling society, the way society has been moving so far, it's now becoming very challenging. It's undergoing all those transformations that's happening in our mind. We're thinking different. We thinking different. We moving different. We don't indulge in certain things anymore. We're not engaging. We're not supporting. We're not giving attention. The numbers are changing. The statistics are changing. Some people out here are losing their fucking minds because they're like, what are we gonna do? A lot of businesses had to shut down. A lot of CEOs are stepping down. People are leaving the country because they scared. But they're not telling you the whole story. They make me, oh, I'm gonna go do a citizen. No, you running away from jail. You like a lot of these people that's higher up, they got psychics too. Trust. I've been a psychic for a politician. I've done some readings for some folks. Yeah, they got people. And so, with that being said, they trying to stay ahead of the game too. Like they knew that Pluto was going to be over here in Aquarius. They knew that Uranus was on its way to Aries. You know what I'm saying? As soon as Uranus hit Aries and because Uranus is in retrograde. So as soon as it hit Aries constellation, people's houses was on fire. You think some people didn't see that coming? Like stuff like that. But anyway, we still in the root chakra. So back in Aquarius, challenges happening there. Challenges also happening in your daily routine because the sixth house is also there in Aquarius, being next to Saturn. And then on the draconic level, our spiritual experience, what our spirit, our aura values is fitting us into the society that we belong in. So like different lines is being drawn in the mud of who's over here and who's over there, da 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 da. We are in the year of Sebek. This is the year of the celestial technicians. This is where we label and separate and classify and specify things here. This is Mercurian energy, paying attention to the details of things. 8 is also Scorpio energy. So that's the solar plexus chakra. That's forcing the celestial technician. And if you look at the numbers that add up to the number 8, that's all Mayat. So it's all in alignment with the internal law, your internal God. Yeah, I wonder how people keep doing evil, get away with it because they're in alignment with their internal God. Are you in alignment with yours? You know what I'm saying? Once you get in alignment with yours, you can make a lot of stuff happen. And that's something that we should learn. Exercise a whole lot better. Start conquering that Saturn and stand under what you know and you feel and have the confidence to express it. But anyway, let's go to Capricorn. Capricorn rules over the external side of the root chakra. So while all of that's happening in society, what's happening to the actual discipline, law, and order? Um, what's happening there is in our thought process, we don't have any Capricorn placements in our thought process. So that's an open space in our mind. We're not thinking about the building of the root chakra right now as much as we're thinking about the societal transformations and the power and all the electronic things, communications and stuff, right? But in the actual events of things, in the Vedic realm where we're talking about events and happenings, we have Venus in Capricorn. So, money is being affected. Wealth, values, love, facets of love, family, realms of forgiveness. It's at an 18 degree. It's cool that we started off at an 18 degree on the day of 18. That's cool. But the heavy solar plexus chakra enforcement here on the heart chakra of what it is that we want to manifest. So being very intentional with your heart, being in alignment with your heart, how your heart beats and pumps when you're trying to manifest or you're around certain people, places, things, and all that stuff like that, that matters. Um, in your energy exchanges, being present in your physical body. The Vedic is about the body, it's about the physical. Okay. Pluto is also here creating transformations and also empowerment in Capricorn. So a lot of you guys and your actual events of things, not only is like money like flowing or being challenged, it depends on where you're at on the spectrum of Capricorn energy. Um, and just to remind you, Venus is in the fifth house. So if you're not tapped into that inner creative self, if you're not tapped into that inner child, if you're not moving in confidence and courageousness, most likely you're dealing with the challenging side of Capricorn with Venus. Now, if you are super, engulfed and hugging on that fifth house energy, and yeah, I'm always in my inner child, me and my Leo energy, everybody has Leo energy, check it out in your chart somewhere. You're really, holding on to it, you're here for it, then you're probably on the other side of Capricorn energy of like creating the discipline and order and infrastructure in alignment with how you want your business moves to be, how you want your facets of love and those things to be in your space. Venus is the celestial designer. So it's like you're designing your life right now. You're designing your root chakra right now. And you want to do it in the eyes of a child. Go back to your inner child and your physical self. Go back to your physical child. What kind of life did your child want to design? What did the house look like? How are you dressing? What kind of job did you have? How were you making your money? How much money did you have? Did you care about the money? Like, were you worried about money? You know what I'm saying? Like, were you living in poverty because you watched your family live in poverty? Because, this sounds crazy, but a lot of kids harbor their parents, financial status in different ways. You know what I'm saying? So, paying attention to all of that is key. Pluto's also here creating transformations in our events of our discipline and our order and our law. And we see that heavy. You have Fenton was trying to come out here and be reckless. And it's crazy because it shows, thank you, Dimples, it shows how a lot of people are not in charge of their root chakra. A lot of people let all these entities and organizations and celebrities and influencers and strangers and old dead people from centuries ago tell them what their discipline and order should be. You know what I'm saying? What their quote unquote, how they ingest their traumas. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the word trauma. I like the word challenge, because challenges you can overcome, and there's a sense of like triumphant energy. I learned from this challenge, and this is what I learned, and this is what I'm now applicating to my life because I've overcome this challenge. That's why Saturn is associated with Bina, understanding. What do we now understand after we have the knowledge and we've exercised the knowledge into wisdom? What are we understanding? You know what I'm saying? We put that in our root chakra because now that's our law in our space, right? Well, Pluto is transforming that. Pluto is giving different powers to that. Pluto is revealing secrets about a lot of the things y'all been holding in y'all root chakra that just doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve so instead of trauma, challenges, right? It's creating transformations with a lot of information that doesn't serve you. A lot of quote unquote traumas y'all holding on to, the way y'all holding on to them, they don't serve you. So Pluto's creating transformations there, empowerment there, revelations of truth there, so that you can ingest those things different as well. Pluto's still in the fourth house there, so it is affecting the home and family and your physical space. Transformation is happening to your infrastructure. How have you been going about getting your resources for survival? There's transformation happening there. The pendulum is swinging there. Maybe in some spaces you've always relied on other people to get it, but now in this space everybody's relying on you, or vice versa. You also have the fortune here in Capricorn. So stabilizing your root chakra. You know what I'm saying? Doing the root work, especially now that we're about to enter Capricorn season. At least Capricorn on the tropical. We're about to enter Capricorn on the tropical level in a couple days. So the fact that we're about to enter, it's a great time to tap into your root chakra, do that root work, and really tap into some of the laws and the orders and the discipline and things that you have in your space, and see how you, not only how you deal with challenges, but how you are the challenger. Because, like, baby, especially if you're a warrior, or you calling yourself a deity or a Risha or a woke or conscious, you got to know that you is a challenge to a lot of people around you. Your mere existence, the way you breathe, the way your faces expressions be, challenge people around you. So coming to terms about how you are the challenger as well to some people in their journey. Doesn't have to be malicious or I'm a bad person or nothing. Just have that energy awareness. It will, help you a lot. Draconic is our spiritual experience. As far as Capricorn goes, we do have Pluto creating transformation here, and how our spiritual infrastructure is. So I remember somebody talking about this a while back, and I totally agree. With Pluto being in Capricorn, not only is there a transformation in infrastructure and hierarchy of, like, what was the Book of Enoch when it was like 50 people bowing to each other? That level of hierarchy is happening in our events. That's also happening spiritually as well. There's a lot of spiritual infrastructure transformation happening on the other side. There's a lot of non-physical beings, a lot of spirit guides, teachers, loved ones, deities, angels, orishas that have not been doing right, or it's coming out that they've been helping certain people or doing certain things that they shouldn't have been doing. So the pendulum is swinging on the other side as well. So again, you'll see a lot of death happening and certain kind of people dying, like, wow, what the fuck? Because they have to go to the other side and take the place of what's going on over there. Like, no, these souls over here, y'all got to go to Earth, or y'all got to go to whatever other planet y'all need to go to get the challenges y'all need, or to realign y'all how y'all need to be realigned or whatever. So while we have these voids over here, because everything is on a thin thread, you know what I'm saying? We have to have some of these physical bodies move to the non-physical so that they can bring a certain level of energetic balance over there. So all that, oh, why is it always the good people? Da da da. Well, they're having a whole transformation of law and order over there on the other side. A lot of things are coming out over there too, and a lot of them have been interfering, possessing, moving like jinns, all that stuff over here, and it's coming out. So, like how we have all these court cases happening over here because people over here doing spells and hexing, and a lot of people do a lot of children magic with the children, because children have a sense of innocence and they're not touched, and they don't have any inhibitions with their emotions, and your emotion is a very powerful force. So they do a lot to invoke a child's emotion to an extreme level, and they absorb that energy. What was the name of that movie? Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep. That's the one. If you ain't watch it, watch it. Watch Dr. Sleep and then watch Blink twice. Those are the two, back to back, and then come to me later. And there was some energy on the other side that has been allowing that to go on, that has been answering that energy. I don't know if you ever watch Supernatural, when they do the whole thing on the floor and they summon the energy. Yeah, you shouldn't be answering to that. Why are you even answering to that, helping them get whatever it is that they're asking for? Stuff like that's happening on the other side. Is it a difference from tropical and sidereal? That's a good question, Dimples. Okay, so tropical deals with the 360-degree circle that's divided into 12 30-degree zodiacs. So in Western astrology, we deal with zodiacs a lot. Zodiacs are fixed, and the tropical deals with your thoughts, because we thought this. We thought of the 360-degree circle with the 30-degree slices and the energies and stuff like that. And by us collectively, massively thinking it, we make it so. It's the power of the mindset. Could you imagine having billions of people thinking the same thing? We love it here. If only we can get billions of people to think the same thing about other things. But we do though, and it's crazy because the more we believe in it and stuff like that, I'm gonna get into that later. I'm big for my side conversations. Let me answer Dimple's question. So tropical zodiacs, 30 degrees. This is how we think, okay? And then sidereal is also Vedic. This deals with constellations. Now, some of our constellations are bigger than 30 degrees. Some of our constellations are smaller than 30 degrees. We have way more than 12 constellations that our sun and moon go through in their cycles. There's actually, I think, 14 so far that we actually acknowledge because we have Ophiuchus between Scorpio and Sagittarius, and we have Cephas between Cancer and Gemini. So those are, the 14, and we have 14 stars in Orion's belt. But the Vedic deals with the actual constellation. Some of the constellations are really big, some of them are very small. And because we're dealing with the actual physical stars and the makeup and stuff, that deals with actual events in our physical stuff, because we're dealing with the physical star and what the physical constellation looks like and how big it is, and when you're in it and out of it and stuff like that. So I think I answered your question. Let me know if I did not. But that's that there. Okay, I see. Okay, cool. And so that is the root chakra for us as a collective. Now you go to your personal Saturn placements and see how they align. I can give you an example. My Saturn is in Capricorn, right? So, a lot of the Pluto and Capricorn transformations happen in the root chakra. That's affecting my Capricorn. I'm actually a Capricorn stellium. So Pluto being a Capricorn, whose ass is getting beat? My ass. Okay. I'm going through a lot of challenges with Pluto being a Capricorn and me being a Capricorn stellium, but it's also very empowering too, but it also could be very traumatic because astrocartography speaking, there are planets that rule over for you personally, but also as a collective. But for me personally, I am in my personal Pluto placement. So Pluto being in Capricorn, me being a Capricorn stellium, my Capricorn has always been uneasy in this area that I live in as long as Pluto is over there. And Pluto's been over there for about, like a couple years now. So as far as the Vedic goes, now Draconic speaking, has been there for a couple decades. Like a little over a decade or so. So, while my spirit has been going through the power and the transformations and stuff like that of the structure and stuff, and that a lot of the religious and spiritual and stuff journey I was going through, now my actual physical happenings are undergoing that transformation and challenging, traumatic experience or whatever. So that's what I'm experiencing here now. I've already went through Pluto and Capricorn in my thought process, deconstructing how I think, the infrastructure of things are. So that's an example. So that's how you would align the current transit chart with your personal, how you would align the Saturn to your personal Saturn and apply it to your root chakra. Same thing with Aquarius placement ruling over the internal side of the root chakra, Capricorn ruling over the external side of the root chakra. So let's go to Jupiter. Jupiter rules over the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra deals with joy, creativity, your sensual self, your sexual self, reproductive organs, okay? Jupiter is in Gemini right now. So Jupiter, your joy, expansion, and abundance is in the internal side of your throat chakra. Gemini is in the internal, inside side of your throat chakra. So remember, we're on tropical right now. So in our thoughts, our expansion and our abundance is coming from our community, our communication, and family. That's where the joy is at. And it's like that for some of you guys. For some of you guys, it's not. Find out where Jupiter is in your chart and how it's aligning with this Jupiter. Maybe you have a Jupiter in Sagittarius, and that's opposite Jupiter in Gemini. And, so you let them battle each other. Maybe your Jupiter is square, this Jupiter, so there might be a little friction here or something like that. That's how you would align the two, okay? This Jupiter is at 14 degree. We start the day off with it at a 14 degree. That 1 and 4, knowledge on the foundation, okay? Now, and that brings us to 5, enforcement, right? So once you have the knowledge on the foundation of your community, your communication, who you going to, where you get your abundance and your joy from, and the people around you, then you can enforce that shit. You can have boundaries or cut off whoever's outside of that or whatever, what have you. Also, Jupiter deals with wanting a utopia, being philanthropic, you know, giving to others. You know what I'm saying? So we want to give to our community. We want to give to our family and our cousins and our siblings and grandparents and stuff like that. And it's in the ninth house, which is in the Sagittarius house. Jupiter is also in retrograde right now, so it's moving a whole lot slower than usual. So if you find yourself wanting to hurry up and give a whole bunch, and you feel that resistance or that slowdown, it's because you're moving too fast around the planets. Hold on one second, because my son was supposed to be having a package from Amazon, and we're not on a good street. What you say? Right here. Car? I was trying to see if I see his package. Package not here. Yeah, I think somebody done stole my baby package. Hey, don't learn. First package you ever got ordered and delivered to, so somebody done took it. It is what it is. So, yeah, that's Jupiter in our thought process. Jupiter is over there being supported by the 10th house. Yeah, right. Right. Philly. The 10th house is in Gemini. The 10th house is the house of success and achievements and what success looks like to you. So that's in community. People caring about what other people think about them. People wanting to be successful and achieving, especially at these business holiday parties. You go to your family, you want to make sure you bring somebody. I don't want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. I don't want nobody in my business. Da, da, da. That's that ideal of perfectionism and success. And we was reading about perfectionism earlier today. So that's that in our thought process, right? And then in our actual events, our energy exchanges, Jupiter is in Taurus at a 20 degree, finding wisdom in our cipher with our expansion and our abundance, with wealth. Taurus deals with our priorities, our self-esteem, what we value, and why do we value it, and what does it look like to value it, maintain and obtain it. It deals with facets of love and forgiveness. Business is heavy here too. So we want expansion and abundance and joy and creativity. We want to be in our sacral chakras with this and our energy exchanges. So if it doesn't bring you joy, you know, I wouldn't suggest valuing it. I wouldn't suggest prioritizing it because it doesn't sound like the path of ease. Listen to an Abraham Hicks video. You know what I'm saying? Let it take you there. But yeah, really want to align our joyous self with our heart chakra. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Because it does affect our vortex. You know what we attract in our space. Our vortex is over there in Pisces. Actually in our energy exchanges, our vortex. Yeah, vortex is over there in Pisces with Neptune and Saturn. You know, the challenges and the spirituality and stuff like that. What we're attracting in our space. So, you know, how you are absorbing those challenges in your space is affecting what you continue to attract and absorb. So I would highly suggest, instead of getting so sucked up into Saturn and the root chakra and all the changes happen there, let's go to Jupiter. Just align the sacral chakra to the heart chakra. Focus on the heart pumping where you want it to be. And then on the draconic realm of things, we have Jupiter sitting in Gemini. So we have the alignment of the mind and the spirit here with, you know, your abundance and your expansion and your desire for utopia being with your community and communicating those things and being adaptable and flexible. At the same token, being stable is the key here. Jupiter is over there being supported by the ninth house, which is its home house. So that's what's ruling over the solar sacral chakra. Now, the internal side of the sacral chakra is Pisces energy. We talked about in our mindset, we talked about Saturn, Neptune, and the vortex just now. The seventh house is also there as well. The seventh house deals with balance and harmony. This is what you give off, how you, because it's what you give off, how you make other people feel like they belong. Be mindful of being kind of like being convinced to be a pushover. People talk you into being a pushover or using you and taking advantage of what you have or whatever have you. Don't fall into that. Like I said, how are you absorbing these challenges and stuff are affecting your vortex. Saturn is with Neptune. Neptune is your subconscious and your dreams. So a lot of your challenges are coming to you from dreamland. Okay? They're showing you, probably in a heavily exaggerated way, you know, what's going on, what's challenging you, what's on your mind, how do you feel, you know what I'm saying? And it's attracting what's in your space. And this is all in the 6th house. So this is a house of health, wellness, daily routines. Be mindful of that. Over in the events of our space in Pisces, we have Neptune, the North Node, Chiron, and Vertex here. So we do have our dreams and subconscious here. You know, your spiritual self is heavily attracting your space. If you don't like where you're at, you got some spiritual work to do. It's probably something you were supposed to fix or solve or overcome or come across, or, you know, get the confidence and the courage to do. You know what I'm saying? This is a spiritual experience that you are having right now. Okay? Your vortex is in Pisces at a 0 degree. So it's very easy to attract what is in your spirit right now. And it is applicable to your health and your wellness, your moral and integral code, what you're listening to, what you're speaking on, what you're learning from, and what you're teaching. So be mindful of that in your energy exchanges. Chiron is also here in Pisces. So Chiron deals with how we transmute our wounds into a strength. So also in our energy exchanges, a lot of these spiritual experiences that you're having right now, some of y'all done ran into old people from high school, the old boyfriend done did a spin around while Mercury was in retrograde, and you still spinning now that Mercury is prograde. Some of y'all gotta go visit family, do traveling, and now you gotta have certain conversations you never wanted to have. Or some of y'all having conversations y'all been wanting to have for a minute. Like, I spent all year doing shadow work, talking to my inner child, coming to some realizations, recovering some memories. I can't wait for Christmas dinner. I'm gonna fuck it up. So some of y'all are coming in with that kind of fire too. Hey, all I'm saying is, as long as you're transmuting your wounds into a strength and you're empowering yourself, and you're not walking around acting like a victim and crying and whining and pointing at other people and you, because can't nobody make you do anything unless you do it. You have to do it. You have to make the choice. Someone could have a gun to your head and you could still say no. Yeah, you might get shot, but you can still say no. Okay? You can still say, I'd rather die than what the fuck you talking about. Or I'm gonna fight back, and, you know, whatever. Like, that's all about you and your spirit and where you're at in your space. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that happening in your energy exchange. Make sure you empower yourself and you be accountable as well. Do not walk into no space as a victim thinking that that's transmuting your Chiron. Because, baby, let me tell you, when you get that response from the family members, them friends, them co-workers, or whoever the fuck else, and you realize how much they don't give a fuck, your feelings is going to be hurt because you came in there like a victim and you thought somebody was going to coddle you like a victim, and now you got to walk out and find some confidence and courage that you should have went in there with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that did shit to you don't give a fuck that they did the shit to you. Let's keep it a buck. Otherwise, they wouldn't have did it. So keep that in mind, y'all. So how you're transmuting that energy is attracting what you have in your space. Okay? The 7th house is in Pisces as well as the 8th house. So empowering yourself and finding balance, harmony, and truth, justice, and righteousness in this Pisces energy is heavy here. The court system might be a little busy. some people going to jail. But some people are just getting a realization like, hey, like, you wasn't doing right. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to have this conversation. Like, this is where it's going wrong. And it's okay to be accountable. Like, as much as we want to be righteous and we want to be the right one and the correct one and all that all the time, sometimes it is something that we're doing wrong. Sometimes it is something that we're doing incorrectly. Sometimes we're over here trying to serve two masters, trying to be in the matrix and be, you know, over here serving this other God at the same time. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, be mindful of that, being aware of that. That's all 7th, 8th house. And again, this is the Vedic, so this is what's happening to your physical. I'm walking in first as the observer. Ashe, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, you know, observe the energy before you come in with the guns ablazing. That's a good way to go about it. That part, pointing at the paint. Yeah, pointing at the paint don't do shit. It don't. I'm not saying don't heal, don't find awareness, but it's a way to go about it. Now, Draconic speaking, in Pisces, we have Saturn creating a challenge there in our spiritual realm. Create the infrastructure is being rebuilt over there. We talked about that. We talked about Neptune being over there in the subconscious and stuff like that. Heavy spiritual connection here. Fortune is also here too. Fortune is at a 1 degree. So a lot of, like I said, a lot of spiritual leaders is being moved out the way, and a lot of spiritual leaders is being moved in their place. We lost a lot of really, really good people these past couple years, but they're being promoted in certain spiritual places, and other spirits are being removed, and we're seeing that being reflected in the physical realm because the people that were worshiping those spirits that whole time, them motherfuckers is falling. They over here doing their rituals and shit and they ain't working. Where is my spirit guide? Where is my deity? Oh, that motherfucker in spirit jail. They done put that nigga in a rock over in the river. He will never move again. You understand me? Like it's mad work happening out here. So we just, for those of you guys who are supposed to be here in the physical during the reconstruction, just take a deep breath and just be patient because there is a lot moving around you right now. And I know it could be very difficult in the physical, again, trying to be in this world and then still be to your guns and what you got going on and stuff like that. It's a heavy magician card being pulled here. But remember, everything we conceived this year, we're going to give birth to in the year 9. So just more is to come. You ready? More is to come, y'all. We ain't even touched nothing yet. All right, so the external side of the sacral chakra is Sagittarius energy. So this is the action. This is when we acting out that level of Maya, that Pisces energy. This is how we act out the delusions and stuff like that. Was getting us fired up and motivated in this space. Our sun is at a 26 degree, finding balance and harmony in our health, wellness, and daily routine. Will give us that expansion, that joy, the fortune, the optimism that we're looking for. And of course, it's in the 3rd house of community and communication. 3rd house is that Gemini house. So still coming to family, coming together as a group. This is not a time to be alone. So if you know some people that are going above and beyond to be isolated and in solitude, please check on them because it's not coming from a mentally healthy place. Okay, even if they have to sit in a room with people they don't like, being in isolation is not the keys right now. In the above, below, within, or without. This is a space of community and communication and all that stuff like that. So then, I had my hump day reading thing start. Like, it's supposed to be starting. I've been started, y'all. Then we have we have Mercury over there supporting the sun. We had the experience with Mercury being in conjunction and all that stuff like that. Mercury is over there, and we're invoking. We're speaking into existence. We're thinking about it. The abundance and the expansion we want in our space. We're speaking about, the wisdom that we're getting from the oracles and sages. We're talking about what will bring us joy. And also that is in the 3rd house. So we're speaking that we're invoking the community that we will want to build with, that we want to be a part of. And we're also speaking to the community that we're already a part of, whether that is the community that we want to keep going with, or we're going to create some level of transformations happening here as well. The 4th house of the sense of belonging. The 4th house is the house of belonging, home and family, nurturing energy is also in Sagittarius. So being compelled to speak on, nobody wants to be alone for real. People just don't want to be triggered. People don't want to be stressed. People don't want to be unhappy. People don't want to be disrespected, and people don't want the negative energy exchanges. So instead of saying, oh, I want to be alone or whatever, speak into existence the kind of people you would rather be around. Don't say you don't want support. Everybody wants support. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants a fucking hug. Talk about the kind of people you want to hug you. What does that hug feel like? Does that hug come with a price tag? What kind of price tags are you willing to pay for that hug? Because every energy comes with equal opposite energy. You know what I mean? And be very intentional. We're about to go into the solstice, so it's going to be a good time to, really pay attention to the darkness. I want a hug that makes me feel warm, fuzzy, and tingly inside. Yeah, we love that. I want a hug that just doesn't let go. Just be warm. Just be warm and sincere. But yeah, so that's the Sagittarius in our thought process. Now, in our actual happenings, the sun just entered Sagittarius yesterday. So we're at a 2 degree. We started today at a 2 degree in Sagittarius in our energy exchanges. We are in the cardinal energy. So we're actually taking initiative on expanding ourselves because we finally got out of that energy of transformation in our happenings. So now we're in that space of joy, expansion, optimism, giving, creating, the utopia we want to see. Now, the thing with the utopia you want to see, make sure you're talking to people that you want to benefit from that utopia, because not everybody has the same idea of what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? What is so like, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, their version of a utopia is way different than mine. You know what I'm saying? So for them to enforce their utopia on me ain't right. But also for me to try to enforce my utopia on them isn't right. We should be allowed to coexist without there being like, oh, the government's going to get me and they're going to shoot me in the face and niggas is going to kidnap me and take my... Like, it shouldn't be all of that attached to that. Why the fuck can't I live my life? And why the fuck can't he do his shit? The earth is going to outlive both of us. So why can't we just do our shit? And y'all leave me alone and I'm going to leave y'all alone. I do leave y'all alone. So leave me alone. And who's saying that they're going to bother me? That's more shit in the root chakra that's been taught to us. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, da 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 da. Like, that's more of that Pisces shit. The delusions that they made with all the movies. And all the movies is always some people with black sunglasses on, and the Matrix people, the suits on, the same people that were in E.T., Mac and Me, Stranger Things. Every time you're doing something, here comes these people in the suits with the crazy looking ID, and they're coming to kidnap you and tie you up to something, and whatever, what have you. Why do we have to think that way? You know what I'm saying? And then they even have, these people. I don't think a lot of these celebrities are actually people. And I think that a lot of this stuff, especially when they first started the Blair Witch Project and they made everything start looking like reality TV was real, that's when I stopped buying a lot of shit. Like, oh, okay. See, I don't trust very easily. I'm not going to start today because you put the shit on TV and tried to make it look real. Okay? So what a lot of these quote unquote celebrity storylines are to instill fear in you. You see this rap artist, this music artist, and they want to go against the grain. They want to start a business, or they want to go against the government or the Federal Reserve. They're starting their own political party. They're doing this, that. And now you got to watch them get killed or be humiliated or get arrested and shit like that. You don't think that's a part of a script sometimes to keep you in a certain kind of mindset? You know what I'm saying? If they're doing it to the rich people, if they're doing it to the people on TV, like, bro, no. I still want to go to Blair, Maryland and do a seance. I don't know if I want to do all of that. Yes, the illusion. Yes, it's an illusion. It's heavy Pisces. Pisces in it. We've been in the age of Pisces for a very long time. These people have been doing it. They've been playing with the book of life. I.e. the Book of the Dead. They learned how to bring each other back. They had us watch it on the Mummy. And then we're looking at pictures like, oh my God, why do some of these celebrities look like they're from the 1400s and stuff like that? Yeah, because they are. Magic is real. Like, you keep letting them Walt Disney you. You know what I'm saying? They're making you think certain things and your reality ain't shit while they out here just doing whatever. Like, come on now. Let's, you're in charge of your reality. I want to go to Lake Linear. Oh, you just want to do you want to do a lot of things. You might be doing that seance by yourself, sis. But yeah, so that's Sagittarius. Just make sure the utopia you create, and if you want others in it, just make sure they're in alignment. Not everybody wants the same thing you want, and that's why we get into the space of really being intentional with the kind of community you want to attract. Now, spiritually in our Draconic space, hey Deidre, our sun, the experience, our spiritual experiences are in Sagittarius, and that abundance and optimism is we started today at a 24 degree, which is balanced on our foundation in the third house of community, right? We also have Mercury, so our spirit is also invoking that optimism, that abundance, that wisdom from the oracle and the sages, and that's happening in the second house. So we want that in our fortune and our priorities, our sense of wealth. Okay, invoking that spiritually is heavy here. Please be mindful of your aura. If you need an aura cleanse, do that shit. Do I do aura cleanses? No, I do energy awareness. I'll just make you aware of the energy you have now, and then I will direct you to an energy cleanser to go to and send them my referral. That's what we should start doing. We should start moving like doctor offices. I'll send my referral, my little prescription letter and my referral, and I'll send you to an energy cleanser with my direct orders. I like that. Yeah, we should do that. But yeah, so be mindful of your aura and that level of attraction with the Sagittarius realm and experiences and the invocation there. It's all about, you know, where you, yeah, like I said, you're attracting what you feel, right? And that Sagittarius energy is in the third house, so the community and stuff like that is coming to you based upon how you put that Sagittarian energy out. So then when we get into the solar plexus chakra, this is the chakra of empowerment. This is the celestial enforcer. We're enforcing our eternal law now. Now we're enforcing the root chakra and the sacral chakra in this space, okay? And so that is ruled by Mars. In our mindset, Mars is in Leo. We are motivated by children around us and our inner child, which makes sense because we are in the Christmas spirit. And everybody is tapped into our inner child, their memories, whether they were good or bad. Hey, Sag. I was just talking about Sagittarius energy. Peace to the goddess. That's the spirit we need to gain our power back. Yeah, we need to gain our power back. So, being motivated to be more creative, tapping into your confidence and courageousness. Leo rules over like just like the sun and moon rises and sets for me. Like the fuck y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Everything evolves around me. And that's where we want to be at. We want to be where like we're being hugged and adored. Some of y'all are in need of being worshipped in a certain kind of way because you've been lacking. You know, whether from outer energy to help you start to do it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Come through for energy awareness course. I got you. Thank you, Sag, for the gifts. I appreciate you, sis. Um, y'all. And that's in the 11th house, which is the Aquarius house of expansion. So this is how you placing yourself in society. Mars is still in retrograde, y'all. So we're still moving pretty slow here in this realm of things. So again, you can't speed up the fire. We're not speeding up any fire placements too much. Not speeding up any air placements too much because we are getting into the cardinal earth and we are in the midst of the darkness coming close to the solstice. So just like take a deep breath and just enjoy these 3 days of Sagittarius energy and just be happy. Be happy, but don't expect too much like heavy movement, okay? So hold on, Be Noir, because I'm doing my planetary forecast. I got you. Um, being supported, who's supporting Mars? Mars is being supported by the moon right here, so it's being nurtured. I talked about that earlier today when I did my daily mathematics. There's a divine alignment between the masculine, the protective, the warrior masculine, and the nurturing feminine energy. Whether those are two energies you have within yourself. Some of you divine feminines are finally finding your protective, your warrior masculine. I'm so happy for y'all. I love stories. I felt that heavy when I was doing my mathematics earlier today. I was like, oh my gosh, some of you guys are getting together. I love it here. And then it was crazy because as soon as I did that and I went on Instagram, I saw Toby and his wife Fats renewing their vows. And I'm like, yo, if that is not an example of what the fuck I was just talking about, I love it here. But yeah, so like, you know, the combination of the nurturing feminine and the protective warrior masculine is heavy here, protecting that Leo inner child energy. So like that's a nice, you know, mother, father, child energy. The Holy Trinity is definitely heavy there with the moon and Mars and Leo. And that's heavy on society in the 11th house. Some of y'all having babies, and babies are going to be heavy groundbreaking individuals in society. Some of y'all, somebody gave birth to a dictator somewhere. Somebody gave birth to a Damien somewhere. We don't know yet. But yeah, so that's the Leo vibe. Leo is also over the 11th house. So a lot of us tapping into our inner child around this season makes sense, going into our memories and stuff like that. Being more creative is heavy here. Now, in the sidereal realm of things, Mars is still in Cancer. So nurturing energy, home and family, being motivated to, you know, decorating or might coming over and I want to love on people. And some of you guys are feeling the heavy void of not having that. So, you know, we started the day off at 11 degrees. So learning how to master the 6 and 9, 6 being the health, wellness, your physical self, 9 being your subconscious, your non-physical self. So having that divine alignment, mastering the two and being motivated by those two and nurturing them is heavy today. You know, nurture your solar plexus chakra and what your solar plexus chakra needs. It's not always about like arguing and throwing hands and telling people what's this and what's that. Sometimes it's just about like, hey, you Like, are we good? Like, are we cool with our internal law? All right, like, the warrior needs nurturing too. You know what I'm saying? So, take a step back and just rub your inner warrior's feet. You've been working extra hours and shit, buying extra gifts and shit. Rub your feet. Yay, be happy because my birthday's coming up. I know that's right. Um, and so when we get into the draconic realm, Mars is in Leo as well, so we have that connection between the mind and the spirit here, with being in the inner child, being motivated to be in that space. Mars is in the 10th house in the draconic realm, so that's the house of success and achievements and stuff like that. Again, going back to doing the shadow work. What did you want to be when you were growing up? You know what I'm saying? Like, go back into that mindset, and some of those things you could still do and be. Then we get into the internal side of the solar plexus chakra, which is ruled by Aries. This is the gut that controls the mind. This is the fire in the gut, right? Aries in our mindset is the north node, of course. This is the direction that we're spiritually going into, new beginnings. This is why a lot of people are coming into that mindset that, we've always been at war, but a lot of people come into that like mass destruction, nuclears, blah, blah, blah. And that's where their mindset is at, because this north node probably invokes certain Aries like placements that they have in their chart. I don't really have any Aries placements in my chart, so that's not me. I'm not there. My house, there are a lot of fires going on. Fires destroying a lot of things. The North Node is in Aries. It is in the 7th house of law, justice, truth, and righteousness. It is also recalibrating a balance here with the fire and the new beginning. So there will be some Aries individuals, just like there will be some fire events, and there will be some militant events happening that are going to recalibrate the justice scales. And we just through it all, okay? And that's what's happening mentally. Remember, I'm talking about the tropical chart right now. That's where your mind is at. Chiron is also here for new beginnings. So it's calling on all of you guys to change how you think about your traumas. And that's why I am here. I specialize in that. Wanna know why? Because I live that shit. I do have an article that I already wrote on my website talking about the things that I've overcome. So, if you want to check out that article, inbox me. I'll send you the link. I guess even one day when I have a little bit more time, because I'm about to start my book club. But one day I'm going to talk to you guys heavy about my story. And so y'all can see why I strive so hard to try to empower you guys with your traumas. Some of you guys have already heard my story or already read my story. So y'all don't got to be there for that. But a lot of you guys are new here. So, get to know the goddess. Okay? You have to change the way you're thinking about your traumas. You have to change the way you're absorbing them. You are self-sabotaging yourself. You are destroying further connections. You are destroying your connections with your internal selves and all the things that you can accomplish, because you just keep harboring this shit, thinking that it's like, what is it, holding fire, expecting it to burn someone else's hand. That's not how this works. You are not big, rough, and tough with your Afro puffs, because you are over here like, I just don't fuck with nobody because I was hurt 20 years ago. Like, come on now. Like, let's be fucking for real. Like, let's change our mindset. I'm not saying to diminish or dismiss or belittle the things that happen to you. They should not have happened. Fuck them people. They ain't shit. But if you know they ain't shit, why are you expecting them to suddenly be shit because you feel some type of way? They don't give a fuck. You have to give a fuck. You are the adult you are praying for that's going to pull up, roll the sleeves up, and love you. So focus on loving you and less on fuck this, fuck that, hate this, hate that. It's like redirect your energy. Because it takes way more energy and way more muscles to frown and be sad and hateful, and your posture all fucked up, your neck and your shoulders hurt, your chest always hurting, and you keep pulling muscles. All you hear is crack, crack, crack every time you sit down and stand up. That's all that shit you harboring. Let that shit go. Do some yoga. Breathe. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's what the areas on Chiron is about. Hey, kind. So, going on to the Vedic, what's happening over here? So we have Uranus in Aries, which happened recently because Uranus is in retrograde. So now we're at a 29-degree Aries. And like I told y'all earlier, as soon as that happened, niggas' houses started catching on fire. My house was one of them. So funny. It's funny we don't know. But yeah, so Uranus is the progressive pushes that we need to do things in a new way, in a different way. There's something that has to change here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to push you. I'm going to wreck it. That's what Uranus reminds me of. Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, you need a push? I got you. The repair, mon. That's what Uranus. What you're enforcing in your space. Was I not live on YouTube that whole time? Oh, it looks like they redid my live over. I don't know what's happening over there on YouTube. um, but yeah. So being mindful of all of that. Heavy. Sorry, that was Zeke. Okay. Hey Percy, peace to the God. Yeah, Uranus giving us progressive pushes to the new beginnings and to the warrior energy. You know what I'm saying? Because we need y'all. And then on the Draconic realm, we have the North Node as always at Aries. That's just how it flows because that is the new year on the moon path. It's always at a 0 degree. But the North Node is in the 6th house right now. So it's directed towards our health, wellness, and daily routine. And that's Sebek energy, which we're in the 8th year. This is Mercurian energy and the Sephiros and then the Netarus. Chiron is also here. So spiritually, we are moving towards those new beginnings in our spiritual pain as well. This is where that mindset of breaking generational curses is coming from, and how we know that trauma. Hey Jay, trauma is DNA embedded, which is also spiritual. You know what I'm saying? There is a spirit, there is an energetic or non-physical connection to our DNA strands. So there's new beginnings happening to our DNA strands. So new DNA codes are going to start coming out. You know how we said we got more than 2 DNA strands. We actually, some of us have 7, some of us have 9. Yeah, that's going to start coming out too because more of us are going to start putting our minds towards that. We're going to start intentionally having our offspring, to have those DNA strands. We're going to start meditating them in ourselves because some of y'all, and whoever it is, because I feel like one of y'all watching me right now, because some of y'all is specializing in manifesting that and doing Reiki on yourself to do that. And if you are, why you ain't called me yet? Because like, what the hell? I thought we was cool. But yeah, so that's where we're at with it. And it's, breaking a lot of the trauma that we've held through our DNA with our ancestors. A lot of that is being healed right now. Like I said, there's a whole hierarchy change happening on the other side too. And it's affecting us on a genetic level. You're going to start seeing, I don't know when they're going to start changing the maps around to actually represent what's happening, but a lot of water rising and falling in certain areas, a lot of new land masses coming out. The way we perceive outer space is not upper space, it's outer space, but some of the land is more elevated or below us. So we look like stars to other land masses while their land masses look like stars to us. You know what I'm saying? But it's outer, it's still, we could be able to travel to it. It's water in space. So it's different levels and thickness and density and chemicals that are in the water to make the water, feel like, just like there's a lake in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? There's rivers in the ocean. There's certain currents in the ocean that is not a part of the rest of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like the SpongeBob concept of being underwater at a beach. That's real shit. You can go under the water right now and see like certain things like that going on. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what's happening the further out you go. You start dealing with different kind of gravity pulls and chemicals in the water and flora and fauna that's creating different kind of ecosystems. Some of the shit we can't, us and our physical body can't breathe in and stuff like that. But a lot of you guys are astral projecting to these spaces. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty cool. I don't know how we got there. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to bring it up. I guess that was the Aries energy too. Anyway, on the external side, so we have the gut that controls the mind, the fire in the gut. The external side is Scorpius energy. Scorpius energy starts doing all the manipulation after the gut tells the mind what to do. This is the last circle I'm gonna go through. I'll be back tomorrow, okay? And remind me that we stopped at the solar plexus chakra. So tomorrow we're gonna start off at the heart chakra. But yeah, so Scorpio does the manipulation. Like my gut is on fire. It's telling my mind I'm hungry. So I'm going to manipulate outside of me, all the waters outside of me, to make me a sandwich, or tell somebody else to make me a sandwich, or hand me a bag of chips, or now I gotta go to the store or whatever. But that's a lot of manipulation and transformations, and certain things had to die. Like, you know, I had to, you know, cut the collard greens, you know, for transformation, so that I could ingest the energy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really dies. I ingested the energy. The energy's in my body and my cells, and it's doing the thing. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? So that is the Scorpio. That's why Scorpius is the external side of the solar plexus chakra. Um, as far as our mindset goes, what do we have in Scorpio energy? We got the third house, transformation happening to our community and our communication, our ability to be flexible, or our ability to be stable as well as be flexible and adaptable at the same time. Some of y'all fickle, so some of y'all gotta, you know, experience a sense of transformation there in that room. But yeah, the transformations is happening in our community and our communication, our intellect, the internal side of our throat chakra, which we will get into tomorrow as well. Um, and our actual happenings, our energy exchanges, Mercury is in Scorpio right now. Mercury is in Scorpio at a 12 degree. We are in the 12th month. 1 and 2. Knowledge and wisdom brings what? Understanding. Being an energy. What are we standing under? Let's speak on it. Let's talk on it more. Let's invoke it more. Let's apply it to our health, wellness, and daily routine. Mercury is also in the third house. You know, a lot of this transformation is happening to our throat chakra. You know, our intellect. Oh my gosh. You think when your child turn 18 that they will be less stressed and stuff? That's not what happens. It's just like it's more. It's more. I don't understand how people say, "Oh, you 18, get out my house." How could you do that? My 18-year-old drives me fucking nuts. I feel like he was way more independent when he was younger than he is now. It's so crazy. Anyway, let me go through this last chakra so I can let y'all go and let me go as well. And for those of you guys, y'all can join me on Meet Me, or you can message me to get the Telegram link to the Knowledge Keepers Club, because we are reading. Okay, I see you, Sag. Because we're reading Metu Netter right now. And so if you guys want to follow along with us reading Metu Netter, you're more than welcome to join us in the book club. Ashe, Ashe. And for those of you guys who have been removed from the book club, you guys are more than welcome to come back. We just kind of wanted to remove the individuals that were not participating. And I know, and we all are aware of that it's a temporary removal until individuals find it, you know, being able to attract it back in their vortex. Anyway, let's get to Scorpio. Transformations happen in our community. Transformations are always happening in the book club, and we love it here. In our space of intellect, what we're learning in the book club. Also, empowerment is happening here in our throat chakra. So you guys speaking up for yourself. You know, again, like I said, it's all about delivery, how you go about it. If you go in these rooms and these spaces as a victim and you're whining and you're pointing and you made me this and you made me that, I promise you, that's not the way to go. You're going to have your feelings hurt, because Pluto is doing a lot for a lot of people. And Pluto and Saturn and Pisces energy is doing a lot for the fuck boys and the fuck girls out here. And so they're not trying to hear nothing you whining about, because you have no idea what's going on with them. A lot of them are very miserable and they will never tell you. And all you're going to do is set them off, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to claw back at you, and you're going to be upset because you walked your inner child into that room thinking you was going to do something, and you did not do it. When you could have just been pouring into that inner child and just been okay. Don't expect the motherfucker that hurt you to heal you. You don't heal where you got hurt at. We're not healing in McDonald's, okay? All right, so Scorpius energy, Mercury is in there. Who else is in there? In our happenings, the third house is also, so even more transformation, death, and rebirth happening in our community. Now, the third house deals with like your familial relationships, siblings, cousins, people you went to school with since you were a kid, grandparents, aunties, and uncles, but people you actually knew since childhood on a, like that kind of community or whatever. A lot of transformations, pendulum swinging, you guys coming into a new matriarch or patriarch in your family, other family members stepping down in the spaces of power, truths coming out. It's heavy because Pluto can't hold water. Pluto always telling stuff like that. And the Draconic and our spiritual self, what we have in Scorpius energy is the second house. So what our spirit has been valuing and prioritizing it and finding worthy is transforming. There's a pendulum swinging in that realm. So being mindful of that is heavy here. Haze energy, peace to the God. So yeah, that's what I have here for you guys. Tomorrow we're gonna start off with the heart chakra, which is, you know, what we value, our love self and all that fun stuff. We're gonna do the heart, the throat, and the third eye. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. This was fun. I haven't seen you guys in like over a month, and so, you know, this was a nice turnout. Shouts to y'all on TikTok. Shouts to Dimples and the Most High Will. I really appreciate you guys. My apologies for my absence. You know what I'm saying? Things have been going and going. Thanks to everybody on YouTube for tapping in and staying in and commenting in the chat. I appreciate y'all. I hope these familial interactions and community interactions you find yourself walking into move in your favor. Just make sure that you are giving it the energy that you would like to. You are the one that's in control of your vortex. Okay? That's the energy you give off, but that's also the energy that you're choosing to receive. And there's a power in that. There's a responsibility in that as well. So be responsible for yourself and be responsible for your inner child. You can be the accountable adult for the things your child went through. It doesn't mean that you're blaming yourself for it. Some of y'all like to play the blame game. And that's where we fuck up at too. Oh, if it's not your fault, then it has to be my fault. It's nobody's fault. Something happened. It happened. Now, what are we going to do with that happening? What is the result? Are you a stronger person? Are you a better person? Are you worse? Do you want to be better? You know? Have better conversations with yourself so you can have better conversations with other people, especially the people that you're blaming for your shit. Message. But that's what I got for y'all. I love y'all so much. Message me if you want to be in the book club. Peace, y'all. People want to meet me. I'm going to still be here.